This lecture has been written by Dr. Shankar Gollapudi, Introduction to Triune Concept. In the 1960s, Dr. MacLean conceptualized the division of the mammalian brain into three parts, each representing a distinct evolutionary stratum. He called it the triune brain of mammals. The reptilian brain, also known as the primitive brain, is the oldest part of our brain structure. The limbic system, sometimes referred to as the primitive cortex or the old mammalian brain, is the next layer in the triune brain model. Neocortex or analytical brain. The first image shows the major brain regions involved in psychiatric conditions, including prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive function and mood regulation, amygdala, which handles fear and emotional processing, hippocampus, essential for memory and learning, anterior cingulate, crucial for emotion regulation. The second image illustrates the major neurotransmitter pathways: serotonin, which regulates mood, anxiety and sleep; dopamine, involved in reward and motivation; GABA, which aids in inhibition and anxiety reduction; norepinephrine, crucial for attention and arousal. Both images include detailed legends and explanatory text. The neurotransmitter diagram also includes a synapse detail showing how neurotransmitters travel between neurons. The RAS, or reticular activating system, connects with the hypothalamus, thalamus, cerebellum and spinal cord. It also projects to the cerebral cortex from the thalamus, which is connected via the tectum and tegmentum of the brainstem. This system maintains the state of consciousness and is the center of arousal and motivation. It plays a vital role in hyperarousal, anxiety, agitation and motor activity. Key aspects shown in the diagram include: 1. Anatomical components: the upper portion, midbrain; the middle portion, pons; the lower portion, medulla. 2. Key functions: sleep-wake cycle regulation, arousal and consciousness, attention and focus, information filtering, cardiovascular control. 3. Major neurotransmitters: acetylcholine, HE, crucial for arousal; norepinephrine, NE, for alertness; serotonin, 5-HT, for sleep-wake regulation; dopamine, DA, for attention and arousal; histamine, for wakefulness. 4. Clinical relevance: sleep disorders, coma and consciousness states, attention disorders. The diagram shows both ascending pathways, going up to higher brain centers, and descending pathways, going down to the spinal cord, which are crucial for maintaining consciousness, regulating sleep-wake transitions, processing sensory information, controlling autonomic functions. The illustration of the reticular activating system connects with the hypothalamus, thalamus, cerebellum and spinal cord. It also projects to the cerebral cortex from the thalamus, connected via the tectum and tegmentum of the brainstem. It maintains the state of consciousness and is the center of arousal and motivation. It plays a vital role in hyperarousal, anxiety, agitation and motor activity. I've created a side view illustration of the reticular activating system. The grey cerebral cortex, the yellow thalamic region, the pink cerebellar area, the light red, pink brainstem and brown pathways show ascending projections to the cortex, lateral projections to both hemispheres, descending pathways to lower brain regions. The anatomical link to psychiatric disorders is well established. It has been suggested that a breakdown in communication among the parts of the triune brain is responsible at times for pathological behavior like schizophrenia and other psychiatric disorders. More commonly, most of us have probably experienced at one time or another what might represent a relatively minor and temporary occurrence of a neurocommunication breakdown. When we explode in an outburst of emotion, at the same time our rational mind is conscious of the event but incapable of bringing the behavior under control. Perhaps the prefrontal link between the neocortex and limbic system, which is the significant connection between these two divisions of the brain and brainstem, gets temporarily blocked due to hyperactivity in the primitive cortex when we are unusually emotionally aroused. As a result, the rational brain cannot regulate our emotional and instinctive behaviors. The intricate anatomical connections between brain regions and psychiatric disorders have been well documented through extensive research and clinical observations. Evidence suggests that disrupted communication patterns within the triune brain system may underlie various pathological behaviors, particularly in conditions such as schizophrenia and related psychiatric disorders. While severe communication breakdowns manifest as clinical pathologies, milder neural disruptions are common and can be observed in typical human behavior patterns. A notable example of such temporary dysregulation occurs during acute emotional responses, where an individual maintains conscious awareness of their behavior, yet experiences an inability to exert executive control. This phenomenon may be explained by transient inhibition of prefrontal limbic connectivity, explicitly involving the critical pathways between the neocortex, limbic system, and brainstem. During heightened emotional arousal, hyperactivation of primitive cortical regions potentially disrupts these essential neural pathways, temporarily compromising the rational brain's capacity to modulate emotional and instinctive responses. Understanding neural communication breakdowns, ranging from transient dysregulation to severe pathology, provides valuable insights for clinical practice and future research directions. Further investigation of these neural mechanisms may enhance our ability to develop targeted interventions for psychiatric disorders while deepening our understanding of normal emotional regulation processes. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. Thank you for watching.